Hey, Greg, what's up, man?
Just sitting here with Michael Beck. How are
Cool.
you?
Good. Very good. Very good. How's everything going today?
Going great. You are interview number 6.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yes.
Cool. A lot of repetitive questions or what?
No, all different, all
Yeah.
different.
You know what? There are, I mean, there is some ground that's going to be covered frequently, but there's also been some unusual questions. I had a guy ask me yesterday if they were going to make a biopic of my life, who would play me?
Right.
And I had never even considered a question like that. Fortunately, I had an answer, but so.
Cool. Cool. Basically, I want to try to focus mainly on Kings of Dust. Everybody knows your past, and you know, question after question, everybody knows it and stuff like that. I really want to learn about the new album coming out in March.
We appreciate that. That'll work for us.
Cool. How you doing, Michael?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So let's start. I did a little research, and I guess last year or the year before, you had a song called "Keep the Spirit Alive,"
Right?
Yes.
right? And that was before the new album. And
Well,
go ahead.
it was that was kind of the entry fee into this whole thing.
Right.
I've through the work I do with my studio, I've worked with Alice Cooper for a long time,
Right.
and he does this pudding record every year that's all Christmas songs,
Right.
and we did a song for that release, and that's what Keep the Spirit Alive was at that point.
Right.
We also did the version that you hear on the record, which isn't Christmas oriented.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why there's kind of two takes on the same song.
Cool. Now, like an ocean, I guess that's the lead single for the album. Why did you decide to pick that song? Any particular reason?
Well, I think it we talked about it at length,
Uh-huh.
but I think it says everything musically that the band had to, I mean, not everything, but
Right.
I think it encompassed all of the things, the moving parts that we are, and there's a lot of them.
Right.
So that one kind of led the cut.
We thought it was a fair representation of what we do. So if you liked Like an Ocean, I mean, I think all the songs on the record are different, but you can tell they're all written by the same group of guys,
Right.
while kind of encompassing a large selection of influences on there, if you will. But we thought the mindset was that it's a kind of an up-tempo song. It doesn't change gears anywhere as far as doesn't have go to a halftime part or anything like that. It kind of stays at the same tempo. Yeah. It's kind of grooving. You can put it on American Bandstand and give it an 89. Right. People could dance to it. And so the message was good as far as lyrically. We just thought it kind of represented what we are about, and if you liked it, you probably would want to go deeper,
right,
and see what else it is we do.
Right. Yeah.
If you like that, you would probably like a lot of the other stuff on the record.
Right. Greg, do you have a particular favorite song on this album?
That's such a hard one for me because I kind of see the merits to each particular song on there.
Right.
So I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes, at one point it was Like an Ocean. At another time it was Yeah, That's Me. Sometimes it's Let the Ugly Through, going into Yours Not Mine.
Right.
Mama's a great song, which is different than anything else on the record. And on its own merits, I really like a little bit of Insanity, which is basically just a live. We didn't rehearse it. We just said, here's what we're going to do. I want to record it live. There's no overdubs on it.
Right.
It's just a live 4.5-minute guitar solo thing that's kind of a tribute to my brother-in-arms, Jakey Lee there. So it was dedicated to him. And so I can find merit and things I like in each song, but that's kind of the beauty of this record. We hear that from a lot of people. One guy might like Wolves the best, and another guy might like Yeah, That's Me, or another guy might like Reflection, and on and on. So a great problem to have, where everyone seems to find some validity in every single cut on the record.
And there's not one clear thing that everybody points to. So it is a great problem to have. We're pretty happy with it.
Right, right. How about you, Michael? Did you have any particular favorite?
I'm going to have to side with Greg on this one. I mean, it kind of changes. I do really like an Ocean, but the reason that I like things, because I write a lot of the lyrics and the melody is maybe different than the musical aspect of it. So Ocean has a like Greg said, a good message to it. I like the way, I like the fact that we chose that as the first one because of the message. But there's a lot of songs on there that are a little bit darker that I like as well.
Right, yeah, cool. Was there any song like you first started off with that ended up completely different than you expected?
Several
of them. Peace of Mind would be one. I wrote that song, and we had a complete take of that song that we were going to record, and I just kept going back to that. It just wasn't
there.
It wasn't moving me the way I wanted. So what I did over the course of a couple of weeks while we were recording the other songs is completely rewrite the whole song, where the intro, I think, is one of the only things that's left from the original song, and then maybe the guitar solo part, I don't remember. I completely rewrote the verse, the chorus, the whole 9 yards. I wanted to make it into a song that had a lot of different textures to it, which I think we succeeded. It's got a lot of light. It's got a lot of shade. It's heavy. It's not heavy. It's airy. And then what the lyrical content is, what the song is about, is very special to Michael. It's about a former loved one that passed away, and the way life works. So that song really has taken a lot of turns. There are some other Yeah, That's Me started out as something completely different and turned into what it is.
Completely different.
And what I'll say is the way that the changes that we made to those particular tracks, Mama would be another one. I liked the songs when we first started the original version of it, but I much prefer what they've morphed into, and that kind of has to do with the four of us together, me, Michael, Jimmy on drums, and Ryan on guitar. It doesn't matter what I bring to the table. It takes all four of us to make it into what it turns into. So it's very much is a collective effort.
Right. Is there any particular song on the album you don't think will, ever make it to like the stage? Like, is there a song that you don't think will be, proper to play live or difficult to play live?
Well, we've kind of we're actually preparing to play live now, so we're kind of going through that material, and it's odd because we've never played live with all four of us other than cutting the record. So This is all kind of new material to us. So
the thing is, right now we're putting together a 45-minute set, which is a challenge for us because every song on the record is over 4 minutes long and some are over 5.
Right.
And so, we kind of figured out we could maybe get 8 to 9 songs in the set. So if we were going out as an opening band, there's a good chance we probably wouldn't play Mama right now, or the intro to it, Bayou.
Right.
And we might not have Peace of Mind on there, and we might not even have Spirit. We have a cover song we did as a bonus track. If you pre-ordered the CD, we had a pre-order thing on, what was that called?
On GoFundMe.
On GoFundMe. Right. And if you pre-ordered the CD, the 280 people that pre-ordered the CD got a special bonus track that isn't on the record. I'm pretty sure we'll do some form of that song live in the set, and then when we actually take the music to vinyl, the plan is to put it on vinyl.
It just came out so good.
It would be it would be a double album, and so that song will end up on the vinyl. So that we have 8 or 9 songs. We probably are going to have to get by with 7 or 8. So something else will probably not make the cut. However, if we were headlining, I'm sure we would find a way to encompass everything on the record if that's what we wanted to do. We're rehearsing now. The odd part is, over the course of rehearsing for the last month, we've also written 6 new songs for the possible upcoming second record, whenever that's going to be. So we are heavily involved in the creative process, and some of the stuff we've written is pretty damn good.
Wow. I mean, it's hard to, it's hard to put a cap on that. You kind of gotta strike when the iron's hot. So
you hear about guys with writer's cramp. We definitely don't have that right now. We are fully creative, which is really weird for me because I only write when I have to.
Right.
And right now I'm kind of preparing mentally for us to play live, but I keep coming up with these really cool riffs, and I show them to these guys and they like them. And then Ryan, the same way, keeps coming up with really cool riffs. I mean, we're really lucky that we have the creative force in this band, because Jimi also is very creative. Jimi Taft is a great drummer, great rock drummer, one of the best I've ever played with. And he also writes. And then Ryan McKay, one of my favorite guitar players, one of the best guitar players I know, great writer and a great singer. So, I mean, we have a situation that if someone else had this situation, I'd be envious of it.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there any particular band like you would like to support if you went out?
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
In fact, I just want to see it. I don't even care if we support it.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly.
Wow.
I mean, I think basically what we do would be very compatible with what Rival Sons does, or what Dirty Honey, or
Royal Bliss,
Greta Van Fleet, what Jakey Lee does with Red Dragon Cartel, and on and on. There are a lot of bands that are kind of going over this same hallowed ground that we are. Their influences and inspirations are similar to ours. So I'd be thrilled to be on any of those. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't mind playing M3 or even a Monsters of Rock thing. And there is talk about us doing some festivals overseas and maybe a trip to Japan. We're just trying to figure out how we're going to make all that work with our, regular gigs. Michael has Sound Vision Studios. I run Bizarre Guitar and Drum here in Phoenix. Jimmy has his own company. Ryan's the only slacker in the group that just goes off and plays music.
Right,
I mean, what's his job? He just makes a living as a musician. What a bastard.
It's unheard of.
Right, yeah. Right, wow.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, cool. Now, Michael, is there any newer band that just came out that impresses you?
Yeah, there's actually, I just mentioned that Royal Bliss.
Right.
I actually just heard it on a plane back from, I was doing a record out of state, and I love it.
Right.
Really, really cool stuff. It's kind of got Dirty Honey is another one. I really like that stuff. Rival Sons, I've seen live and love them. They've got a really good Bad Company feel to them. So, yeah, there's a lot of them right now.
And someone just compared us to a band that I'd never heard of. Now I got to go look it up, called Cats in Space.
I never heard them.
I have not heard of them either. A guy just did a review of the record and sent me the review, and his opening line is that we're very similar to Cats in Space. And I'm going, okay, now I got to hear what that is.
Wow.
I mean, the thing for us, because we're older, I'm almost 100.
101, right?
101. The references or the influences and the inspiration that I get is from the same kind of music I listened to in the 70s,
right,
and the same kind of songs I wrote in the 70s, which would have been considered, cutting edge at that point, are now what we do. And a lot of other bands do the same thing. And so this is a very natural, organic sort of progression for us to be where we're at right now. So I would like to play with any band that does that sort of thing. And to be perfectly honest, since we've never done a show, I'd like to play with any band, period.
Right.
I mean, I can tell you for sure, straight up 100%, we are chomping at the bit to play live.
Right,
so.
Yeah. Wow. You think you come to the East Coast?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope so.
I just contacted a booking agent in New Jersey that I know about the possibility of her trying to help us string together a dozen gigs or so. or even some fly-in dates. So since the record doesn't come out till the 13th, I'm not panicking about it.
Right.
But there's a local DJ here that's based down in Tucson, which is a couple hours south of us. He does a lot of promotions on his own, so I think we're going to try to do a show in Tucson and then one of his promotions up here as well.
Right.
But we don't have anything booked at the moment. But yeah, we're getting ready and getting good to go here as soon as possible.
Cool. In any of the past bands, was there anything special like on your tour rider when you went out on tour?
For Badlands?
Yeah, any band that you were in the past.
Just your typical fruit and Coca-Cola and fruit plate, deli plate. I mean, normally that stuff's pretty rough anyway. I mean, we didn't have anything where you had to take the brown M&Ms
right,
out.
Yeah.
And actually, when we toured,
that's funny because ours was all brown M&Ms.
Yeah.
So that must have worked out.
We would go in when we toured with bands that were bigger than us in Badlands. When they went on stage, we just go in their dressing room and eat their better food.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Definitely
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, when I was in Red Dragon Cartel, Jake would have fans bring him bottles of Jameson. So I don't think he had to have that on the rider. And I don't drink, so people would just bring me a 6-pack of Coke or whatever, and a bag of cookies. I'm pretty good to go if I have a 6-pack of Coke and a bag of cookies.
Wow.
I actually, in the short time that I was with Red Dragon Cartel, I was asked, do you want anything on your rider? And I don't drink all that much, but I enjoy a beer afterwards.
Right.
So I got one of those nut brown ales.
Uh-huh.
And so, they're never going to give you just one beer. They give you a 6 or a 12-pack.
Right, yeah.
And about 4 or 5 dates into the tour on the bus,
he was an alcoholic.
Jake opened the refrigerator and said, where the hell is all this nut brown ale coming from?
Right.
And I said, it's me not drinking it. He goes,
Wow.
you're a singer.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. I'll do better.
Wow. That's cool. So when the album gets released, what are you really hoping for? A worldwide tour? Tell me a little bit what you're expecting.
We're really, it hasn't even come out yet, and the reviews that we've got, we're really encouraged by. It's a great feeling to know that, the stuff that you've, kind of sunk your soul into is resonating with other people. And so I feel like we're already winners in that respect, but I really do want to get out there and play live.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're going to go on a 6-month tour because, like I said, we all have commitments here.
Right.
But, I mean, to go out for a week, 10 days, on fly-in dates, we all kind of make our own schedule. So I think we can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more than willing to go overseas, whether it be in Europe or Japan, to, see how we stack up over there. I enjoy being in Badlands because the musicianship was so high that it was always great to, go out and, demonstrate that and show what we were about. And I enjoyed that in Red Dragon Cartel, and I'm going to enjoy that in Kings of Dust as well. I think the musicianship is top shelf. Some of the best guys I've ever played with. And the interesting part is we're all friends. We all get along. There's actually never been an argument. Of course, we've never actually been on tour. But if they can put up with me in rehearsal and in the studio, I think we're all gravy at this point.
The rest should just fall into place.
Cool. Well, you guys, congratulations, Kings of Dust. Album, I think it's March 13th?
It is.
Yes, sir.
March
Shock
13th.
Records.
So, Michael and Greg, it was great talking to you. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
I would say if you like really cool 70 style hard rock along the lines of some of the bands that are out there right now, you'll probably like Kings of Dust. If you're a fan of that kind of classic hard rock, guitar oriented, lots of parts and, songs that are more than 3 minutes long, you'll probably enjoy Kings of Dust. And if you like lyrics that are a little deeper than I went to a bar and I picked up a chick and the next thing you know, whatever. You'll probably like Kings of Dust. So we spent quite a bit of time kind of crafting this while at the same time making it very organic and very real, very raw. And if that's the kind of thing you're into, you like your musicianship at a high quality, check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank you very much for the support, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.